Milwaukee homicide detectives are trying to figure out who shot a man while he was driving on a busy road.
If I had $1 for every story I saw where somebody was just driving and they got shot, struck, shots rang out, violence erupted. If I had $1 for every one of those stories, man, gosh, man, it is dangerous on the road. I tell you guys that because there's a change. Like, just because every other crime has gone up doesn't mean that, driving traffic laws, well, we're still going to obey traffic laws. Even though we go carjackings through the roof, murder through the roof, robberies through the roof, assaults through the roofs. But when we get in our vehicles, we're going to drive like Miss Daisy. Nah, bruh. That's part of it, man. Anything where there's a rule or there's a law or there's just like a certain societal, like we all agree as a society, okay, this is the way we're going to do things. A norm, a social norm. It is going to be violated immensely now. That, 2020, they told Sudmen that they could do anything they want and nothing they could do this wrong. And if anything happened to them while they're doing wrong, we're going to burn this whole joint down. And if you get caught, we're going to let you out. And if you get sentenced, we're going to give you a soft sentence. That's an effect for everybody. That's not just an effect for Sunmen. That's an effect across the board. For Eskimo, catch a body. He getting out the next day and his trial's in 3 years. Okay? So traffic laws are done. The roads are dangerous.
Milwaukee homicide detectives are trying to figure out who shot a man while he was driving on a busy road. Derek Rose was at the scene of that deadly shooting near 72nd and Mill Road earlier today. He's at police headquarters tonight. And Derek, what's the new insight you're getting from neighbors?
Well, Joyce, the first thing that stood out to neighbors was how loud and how deep the sound of those gunshots were.
Holy Christ, gunshots, because they were so loud, it sounded like it was right in my yard. And it happened right in front of the house.
Think this Yahoo wishes he could cash in on his glacier glider privilege?
Holy Christ, gunshots, because they were so loud, it sounded like it was right in my yard. And it happened right in front of the house.
Neighbors tell me they heard 3 to 4 gunshots. According to police, someone shot the man as he was driving that white Jeep westbound on Mill Road. Neighbors tell me because the sound was so close, they came right outside and saw the victim's car hit a utility pole at 72nd and Mill. A group of about 3 neighbors ran right to the car to try to help the victim.
A group of 3 neighbors ran right to the car to try to help the victim. Give me the demographics on this neighborhood.
Neighbors tell me because the sound was so close, they came right outside and saw the victim's car hit a utility pole at 72nd and Mill. A group of about 3 neighbors ran right to the car to try to help the victim.
And we tried to look in the vehicle, but because the windows were so dark tinted, we couldn't see anything, and it appeared that nobody was in the vehicle. So the other gentleman grabbed a baton and smashed out the passenger's front window. And when he opened up the door, that's when we saw the victim slumped over into the passenger seat.
An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. That is likely when the medical examiner could release the victim's name publicly. At this point, police have not identified any suspects in this investigation. Reporting live at Milwaukee Police Headquarters, I'm Derek Rose.
Shots fired. Witness, he said the one car looks like it might have been struck.
Monday night, the busy Miller Parkway turned into the scene of a deadly car ambush.
They sound like a real loud boom, boom.
About how many shots do you think?
About four.
West Milwaukee police say 2 vehicles pulled up on each side of another car at Burnham and opened fire, killing 25-year-old Jordan Belton Coleman right in front of the Applebee's parking lot.
This is Milwaukee, man. When I grew up, man, all I knew was Milwaukee was in the Midwest. It was in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin was known for cheese and the Green Bay Packers and glacier gliders. It was cold up there. You know, people talk like, nice to meet you, man. Hey there, buddy. They don't know, but people just, it just didn't seem like, when I got older and I realized Milwaukee was hood. Milwaukee like baby Chicago. I was like, wow. I just didn't, growing up as a kid, I just never, saw it like that or in my mind's eye.
West Milwaukee police say 2 vehicles pulled up on each side of another car at Burnham and opened fire, killing 25-year-old Jordan Belton Coleman right in front of the Applebee's parking lot.
That's kind of an interesting twist on that, where you have a car come on either side of the victim's vehicle and then just kind of start launching rounds into the car.
And by the time officers arrived, police say the suspects in both cars took off. Crews shut down the road as a canine searched the area for clues. They also towed away Belton Coleman's SUV, riddled with bullet holes. The chief says not only are they looking for whoever fired those shots, but also the passenger in the victim's vehicle.
We don't have any clear answers. We're thinking that the passenger in the car could probably help provide us with some information, but he decided not to stick around.
So there was a passenger in the car, and how did he not get hit? Wow. Just the luck of the draw, man. I don't know, man. Man. But he's not going to testify. Don't worry about it, man. Code of the streets.
We're thinking that the passenger in the car could probably help provide us with some information, but he decided not to stick around.
The victim's family was too upset to speak on camera, but told 12 News, quote, "Our hearts ache as we struggle to understand this senseless act and disregard for life." They're hoping someone comes forward to help investigators.
This looked like this was something that was pretty intentional. We're really trying to answer these questions for the family. They want to know what caused all of this, and we would like to piece it together.
In West Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
Police say they're looking at multiple businesses for surveillance video. If you have any information about this shooting, you're asked to call police.
A vigil held tonight in Houston for a Milwaukee teenager. He moved to Texas with his mother last year to escape the violence here, only to be shot and killed while trying to save others at a convenience store.
I told you guys there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go, man. A lot of people say, well, why don't some people just move? Where you going to go? Quick. Where you going to go? There's nowhere to go. There used to be places to go. You could follow the glacier glider flight. So the glacier gliders move out of a place because of a lot of sun violence and sun shenanigans and set up a nice community where there may be crime, just no murder. There may be tons of crime, but no murder. You go follow them there. The problem now is sun men and sisters are everywhere. Man, they are everywhere. Hit one if you've been to somewhere and you like, God, we here too? Or they there too? Like, they are everywhere. Rapping, sagging, shooting, hanging out, protesting, marching, accusing people of racist. They everywhere, man. It's nowhere to go.
A vigil held tonight in Houston for a Milwaukee teenager. He moved to Texas with his mother last year to escape the violence here, only to be shot and killed while trying to save others at a convenience store. Our Bill Miston spoke with the boy's family. He joins us live tonight with the latest. Bill.
Good evening, Mary. Andrell Whitelow's mother now trying to raise funds to bring her son's body back here to Wisconsin, to Milwaukee, which...
Another sister raising a young son, man, in the stand. Houston is the stand. You jumped out of the frying pan and into the fryer. Milwaukee's the stand. Houston's the stand. Wherever she would have went, it was the stand. Because he's a son man. He's going to attract other son men. He's like a magnet for that. No life insurance. Sisters, I'm imploring you. You sisters, especially you sisters that have platforms on Twitter, 1 million followers on Twitter and Facebook, all these big Facebook groups, you sisters out there, please encourage these sisters to get life insurance on their kids. On especially the boys. All of them, not all of them. Get life insurance on anybody who lives in the stand with you. Sometimes it's, if you skip a day of work and watch TV, you'll see tons of commercials for life insurance. Tons. You see it all the time, even during the day, man. Like Liberty Mutual, Progressive. Like, call somebody, man. Get some life insurance on these boys, man. And these sisters, man. So you don't have to go to GoFundMe. You ain't looking crazy with a GoFundMe. And you could get $100,000 or however much the plan is for, and you can bury the guy, give him the type of burial you want, and then have some money over to, put your life back together.
Good evening, Mary. Andrell Whitelow's mother now trying to raise funds to bring her son's body back here to Wisconsin, to Milwaukee, which they used to call home. Andrell Whitelow, one of 14 siblings, the oldest boy, loved basketball and very much loved by his family. And now tonight, his family trying to grapple with the idea that while Andrell may have saved the lives of others, it was at the cost of his own.
He was smart. He was athletic.
Andrell Whitelow's mom, Ladrea Lehman, fighting back tears Tuesday night at a vigil for her son where he was shot and killed in Houston less than 24 hours prior.
And he did not deserve to die this young.
It was shortly before 10 Monday night. Houston police say this man, 47-year-old Al Vernon Brown, walked into this convenience store in Houston's Sunnyside neighborhood.
The Sunnyside neighborhood. You can't make this stuff up, man.
It was shortly before 10 Monday night. Houston police say this man, 47-year-old Al Vernon Brown, walked into this convenience store in Houston's Sunnyside neighborhood, ordering the door locked, 5 customers and 3 employees to the ground, threatening to shoot anyone who left. Police say several people outside saw what was happening, including Andrell, who entered with a pistol of his own, demanding Brown release the hostages. That's when police say Brown fired at Andrell, who was found by officers in the parking lot. Brown was arrested at the scene. Andrell died at the hospital.
Wow, man. Brave young man, heroic, man. Salute to this young man. Salute to this young man. I mean, who knows what Al Vernon was going to do, man. He may have, in fact, saved lives. It's 2021, man. Son man come in the store, demand the doors be locked. Somebody was going to die, Jack. Okay? So this brother saved some lives, man. Salute to this brother, man. Wow. I'm just taken aback. I marvel at his bravery. And I believe everything that they say about him, you know. Salute to this young man. It's just terrible, man, that he should have just shot Al, man. That's That's the unfortunate part of this. That's the unfortunate lesson of this. He should have just went in there and smoked Al. You know? That's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. His best bet was to go in there and just put Al down. You see, Al's an OG, man. You see, he got a cut on his lip. He done been cut. Al done did some time. Al, if you probably look at Al's criminal record, you probably hit the floor knowing that this dude was on the streets. You'll probably be like, this guy was on the streets? Like, yeah, man. And that's and people in Houston and all over the country been protesting for his right to be on the streets. It's called criminal justice reform. It only benefits criminals. This young brother gets nothing out of criminal justice reform. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing in criminal justice reform for this brother. Only 3 people get something out of criminal justice reform. Criminals, sisters, get to talk about how much they doing for their kings, and white liberals get to virtue signal and act like they're not racist. Amongst other things.
Houston police say this man, 47-year-old Al Vernon Brown, walked into this convenience store in Houston's Sunnyside neighborhood, ordering the door locked, 5 customers and 3 employees to the ground, threatening to shoot anyone who left. Police say several people outside saw what was happening, including Andrell, who entered with a pistol of his own, demanding Brown release the hostages. That's when police say Brown fired at Andrell, who was found by officers in the parking lot. Brown was arrested at the scene. Andrell died at the hospital.
Wow. My baby.
Here in Milwaukee, Andrell's grandmother and aunt struggling with the what-ifs.
I just cried. I just didn't know what to do.
What if he hadn't gone to the store? What if he hadn't moved to Texas? And what if he didn't do what he did?
He ain't had to do that. He ain't had to try to help them people. But he might have did save people.
And that the violence his mother sought to shield him from in Milwaukee
I tried to give us a change of scenery.
still found him more than 1,000 miles away. Now, family trying to get together enough money to bring Andrell's body back here to Wisconsin. They've set up a GoFundMe. We have that on our website at fox6now.com. As for Brown, he's been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and has pending charges of murder and aggravated assault of a police officer. Reporting live, Bill Miston, Fox 6 News.
Heart goes out to the family there. Terrible loss. Bill, thank you.